Hey everyone, Clark here, welcome back to another video. Today I'm back today, and today boys, I really want to quickly talk about Zombie Chronicles now. So Zombie Chronicles 2, lots of people have been talking about recently, DK Dynamite, Mr. Metallic GD, and Mr. Wolf Waffles. So I'm basically just going to say what I think is going to happen for Zombie Chronicles, what I would like to see for Zombie Chronicles 2, etc. So yeah, let's get right into it. So let's get into like what I really do want to see for Zombie Chronicles 2. Now, what I want to see for Zombie Chronicles 2 is we want the last 3 maps that haven't been remastered or remade: Transit, Die Rise, and Buried. Now, obviously, Transit definitely needs a remake. Now, as we know, Transit isn't the best map. It could have been the best map. It had loads of potential, but it really went downhill with Black Ops 2. Now, eventually, after that, they made Die Rise. And Die Rise, it was the tiniest bit better than Transit, but in my opinion, like, the slip fire was amazing at the start of Die Rise until it got patched, obviously. So yeah, and then Buried, to be honest, I really don't see it having a remake at all. Maybe to continue the story of the Ether crew after Tag the Tone, maybe, but apart from that, that's it really. But what I'd like to see in the Transit remake is no denizens and no fog, and maybe make the map a bit shorter. Like, add in town and farm, yeah, but don't make it as like really far away, and obviously add in the bus and Ted in general. And honestly, Transit's really already made. You've got the diner from Blackout, you've got Ted the bus, and you've got the bus driver in Black Ops 4's multiplayer, and the whole assets of Transit's ready, and you've got the whole of Buried ready in Blackout. And then for Die Rise, there's only one thing that's teasing it, and that's the wee dragon holding the ball. I really don't know what it's called, right? You can call me an idiot, but it's in Dead in the Night, and honestly, loads of people are heading to the point where it's going to kind of be like, not like construction site, but it's going to take an idea from it, which honestly I can understand why, because Die Rise isn't really a construction site. It was just apartments that were like broken and torn down, but I can honestly see what idea they are trying to get. And for Buried, honestly man, if they're going to do a remake, what I think they're going to do is just basically, if they're going to continue the story after Tag the Toten, maybe change everything about, then I think it would go with Black Ops 2, where you would have 2 sides, where one way you could save the Ether crew or not, just focus on them surviving, something like that. So maybe keep Buried the same, but they would change like the Easter egg steps and stuff, maybe keep a few in there. But apart from that, that's really it, I have to say. I wouldn't mind a Transit, Die Rise and Buried remake at all. But moving on to what I'd like to see in Black Ops 4, Zombie Chronicles 2, if it does happen. Zombie Chronicles 2, honestly, you're probably thinking 3 maps, that's it. Compared to Black Ops 3, we got 8. Now, I really do understand what people mean, that the fact that we did get 8 maps, we could have gone so much more. But there still is hope. As you guys know, the Chaos story has not completely finished yet. Now, what I think Church should do is bring out the last 2 maps of the Chaos story and end it off there. But the thing is though, with Treyarch's budget, I don't know what they're going to do, because just imagine the Chaos story with like not CGI cutscenes. It would just be an animated cutscene. Like, you really don't want that. Like, honestly, like after Tag the Toten, I really don't mind the animated cutscenes anymore, but like, it just doesn't look like it fit the Chaos story at all. Same with Ancient Evil and stuff, like it just doesn't look like something that would really fit the story. So yeah, that's really the problem. But I can honestly see it happening, like they end off Black Ops 4 with the Chaos story, they end the Chaos story in Black Ops 4. There you go, no more Chaos story, unless they decide to continue it, I don't know. But I'd honestly like for the Chaos story to end in this game. As much as I do like the Chaos story, I would preferably like it to end here, because honestly, we might get a new story for the next game, I'm not sure. But apart from that though, that's really it, to be honest. And then, god, there's so many things I could talk about. But let's get into the most likely chance that we could get a Zombie Chronicles 2. Now, let's start off with the most basic information, Blackout and multiplayer. Now, for Operation Apocalypse Z, and we'll head into the multiplayer side of things, there was a map that gave us transit and a bit of moon in there, but we're mainly focusing on the transit, but seeing as like moon has already been remastered in Black Ops 3. So basically the whole of transit's done, the lava looks ready, the lava looks so great, and honestly it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, that looks good. They've got the dino, they've got loads of shit from Blackout as well for transit, and they also added in Bus Route B, but thanks to Blackout we now know where Bus Route B goes. Bus Route B heads to Nuketown Zombies, so I don't know if they would add in that, maybe, seeing as like it would lead to Alpha Omega, but I don't know, man, I honestly do not know, but we would need to see, but honestly I am really excited if this does happen. For Die Rise, we don't really have any information for Die Rise, so I'll really skip Die Rise. And then for Buried, the whole of Buried's ready, so I can honestly see it like being out and stuff. But what are the chances of Zombie Chronicles 2 coming out? I do not know. I honestly do not know. I'd probably say a 30% chance of it coming out and a 70% chance of it not coming out. Now, the reason why, I was about to say 50-50, but when I think about it, of how the community treated Black Ops 4, they weren't happy with what they were given. They liked Ancient Evil, they liked 9, they liked Tag, they liked loads of maps in this game. There is good maps in this game, and there is loads of moments that people did enjoy in this game, but it was to the point where like, is it really what we wanted? Is it really what we wanted compared to Black Ops 3? No, not at all. Now, honestly, as much as I like Black Ops 4 more than Black Ops 3, I do have to agree that the fact that people like just did not like the fact that this isn't how Black Ops 3 would run, and I can honestly understand why. Glitching Queen made a video saying how she was sad of the fact that Treyarch literally can't do anything because their budget was cut, and a reason why their budget was cut because the community just wasn't really just excited anymore. People weren't like showing some improvement. Like they understand, Treyarch actually knew that the fact that they made mistakes with the blue screens at the start of the game, they knew they had to fix it immediately. But the thing is though, I watched City Let's Fi's one of his videos, and apparently Jason Blundell did not want to listen to the community for a whole entire month after Black Ops 4 release. Now that is really bad to keep up with your game, because honestly you really do need to keep up with your game. For instance, like the blue screens, as soon as like they came out, as soon as Treyarch saw that blue screens were happening, they should have been there on day one fixing it. Like fucking Fortnite does updates loads and shit, so they should have done stuff like that, but they decided not to. They decided just to leave for a month, and I find that really shitty, to be honest. But honestly, like after that, Black Ops 4 became better and stuff, but just in general, man, like I just really don't know. I just don't know what to say, because like Zombie Chronicles 2, like your guys probably thinking like 5 maps, is that really the thing that we want compared to 8? We're only missing out 3 maps, but how could we extend this to be better? Well, as you know, Zombie Chronicles, the main thing of Zombie Chronicles was just supposed to be the maps, but no, we got some extra rewards. We got loads. We got like new gobblegums, like we got one each of the new gobblegums, so maybe if they bring in like elixirs or something, they could do stuff like that. And we also got every single Horizon Drac camo where you can put it on any of your guns, which I think is really cool. Now, if I had to say a good camo, a good pack punch camo from BO4, it would probably most likely have to be 9. Now, Bloody Dead tried to go with it, but the thing is though, the Bloody Dead pack punch camo, I do like it, but the thing is though, is that the fact that it would just go mainly black and stuff. Like I would see colours like red, green and that. Don't get me wrong, I really do like that style, but it's just like compared to the Horizon Drac where it just show hardly any colour, it just wasn't there. So honestly, if I had to choose one for Zombie Chronicles to put like a camo on all your guns, personally for me, it would have to be 9's pack punch camo. So yeah, so they could add in that for an extra bonus rewards for Zombie Chronicles. And then for another thing which people were asking, as you know, Black Ops 4 being added in more game modes, so they've added in Russian Gauntlet, and Black Ops 3 never really had any game modes, and The only really bonus game modes we had for zombies was in Black Ops 2. So Black Ops 4 definitely improved for adding in more game modes, like more bonus game modes, for like a really long time since Black Ops 2. So what I really would like to see in Black Ops 4 is honestly Turned and Grief, and I know loads of people who really did not like Grief. To me, Turned was fun. I know loads of people who've played Turned on custom zombies and stuff, which I find really, really cool. And I would honestly like to do that, but again, when it comes to someone who is poor as me, I don't have like a good PC to play custom zombies on BO3 and stuff, so it would just have to be, you know, the normal like thing on PlayStation. So yeah, but apart from that though, that's really it. And then Grief, I honestly wouldn't mind. I didn't play Grief as much in Black Ops 2 compared to Turned, because I really, really did like Turned. And after that, that's really it, to be honest. Like, Grief is just that game that I would play from time to time sometimes. Not all the time, but just sometimes. But that's really it, to be honest. Now, if I had to say my opinion on if I think Zombie Chronicles 2 would happen, I'm going to go out and say it. I would say yes, Zombie Chronicles 2 could happen. Now, honestly, it could happen in January or somehow this month. Somehow, alright? I know DK Dynamite's on the roll with getting reliable information from people about Zombie Chronicles 2. Now, recently, someone in my chat recently told me that Zombie Chronicles 2 was on the Wikipedia saying it was going to release sometime in January 2020. Now the thing is though, anyone can change the Wikipedia at any time. And yeah, again, like I did say, it could release on January 2020, but again, anyone could change the Wikipedia just to get people hyped over nothing. So yeah, I wouldn't really trust that, to be honest. But apart from that though, if I had to say, I would say Zombie Chronicles 2 could be a possible thing that could happen. But yet again, if you don't know, Church is making the next game next year, which is really a big thing for them. So honestly, if it doesn't happen this year, I'm really not pissed, as much as I do want more content for Black Ops 4. Yeah, but like, honestly, with Church going through the little rut they're going in right now, with Activision cutting their budgets, and just everything, they're really going through a load of shit right now. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if like they didn't add a Zombie Chronicles 2 for this game. But honestly, the thing that I would really like to see is them adding in the last 2 Chaos Story maps. And again, apparently DLC 5 is already ready, they just need to drop it, and loads of people be saying that, like the Gaming Revolution. And honestly, as much as the Gaming Revolution was a big meme when it came to Black Ops 3 and clickbait and stuff, Black Ops 4 and Modern Warfare, he's been really reliable, and he's been right, he's been getting loads of intel from sources. And he's been right, he's been saying like the next Ether map will be Nuketown, he was right. He said the next map for after Alpha Omega would be called The Dead, he was right. And for Modern Warfare, he leaked most of the stuff that would come in the game. So honestly, if he thinks Zombie Chronicles 2 is happening, I can see that happening too, and I would not be disappointed at all. I am honestly still have high hopes. If it doesn't happen though, it doesn't happen. Like, can't really do anything about it. It's Church, like they're trying their best, but again, with the whole point of the community being disappointed, and I can honestly understand why, but I think the community should just lay off, like the community should just be like, you know, like accepting for what they got. Yeah, honestly I do agree with everyone saying that we should go on new maps and not CGI cutscenes, but the CGI cutscenes, honestly, I can just leave off. I really don't care anymore, because we know the truth of the fact that Activision cut their budget, so they couldn't do anything. But for remakes wise, I would definitely just want new maps. So honestly, I do agree. I could not agree less. Like, I would definitely want I would definitely want CGI cutscenes and new maps instead of remakes. And then maybe Alpha Omega could have been a remake for Zombie Chronicles 2, and most people would have liked it. And honestly, man, like when I think about it, if Black Ops 3's Zombie Chronicles wasn't made, just think about how much love the 4 maps that came out for remakes they would love so much. Yeah, they wouldn't like the Black Ops 4 system, but the Black Ops 4 maps for the Ether story in general, just think about how much love, like just think about how much they would actually love Black Ops 4 for its remake. So honestly, it's just like, what? But I don't know, man. Personally, again, I do like Black Ops 4. It's my favourite Call of Duty Zombies game. But honestly, if Zombie Chronicles 2 doesn't happen, I'm honestly not disappointed. It just means I'll need to look forward to the next Treyarch game or whatever's next for zombies. But apart from that, we do know that the fact that Treyarch are making a next year game, they're making it with Sledgehammer. They're getting loads of people on this time. So yeah, they'll have loads of people on them because this year they were working with Blizzard, and I'm not really sure if they are working with Blizzard this time, but they're working with loads of people this year for this game. So honestly, again, like I did say in my last video when it came to ranking every single Call of Duty Zombies game ranked worst to best, I did say that I do like the Black Ops 4 system, but honestly I think we can all agree that the Black Ops 3 system was definitely better. So honestly, if I did have to say, I'd want the Black Ops 3 system back. And from leaks, just from leaks in general, they have been saying that the fact that the normal perk system, stuff like that, is coming back. But the only thing that's been tripping me up on, and again, take this with a grain of salt, we don't know if it's actually coming back, but I'm going to say yes, the old perk system and the old system would be coming back, but on the Modern Warfare engine. So yeah, but apart from that though, I can see them adding in the old perk system, and I think they would learn their mistakes from Black Ops 4 and stuff. So yeah, but apart from that though, I can see the old system coming back. If they brought back the Black Ops 4 system, like the perk system and stuff, I wouldn't mind it at all, but preferably I would like the Black Ops 4 system back. And again, take it with a grain of salt, when it came to that leak when the Black Ops 3 system was apparently coming back, another thing that they said they would change was making war-by weapons on the floor. Now, how stupid does that sound, man? Honestly, if they make it somehow to the point where like you can get used to it easily, or it's just not a big pain or anything, like I can honestly be fine with it, but it just sounds weird and I don't think it would have been right and stuff. I think we've had like Die Rise, like wall buys on the series before. Again, I don't play Die Rise, it's not one of my favourite maps, but again, I can't wait to see what Chronicles makes next. So yeah, but anyways guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys want to see in Zombie Chronicles 2, and do you think it will happen? But anyways guys, thanks so much for watching, I'll see you all in the next video live stream, boys, and goodbye!
Like baby girl, trust me, that is all I need.
So I'm still at your heart tonight. Take my